Today is May 18th, 2018, episode 17 of The Useful Idiots.
Shut up and sit down.
You got those dance moves going, Paul.
90s style.
90s style.
I've been watching a lot of Saved by the Bell lately.
Yeah? You doing the lawnmower and the...
I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I know what
I'm
you were
just
doing. Well, I'm not going to say it on the show.
I'll put my shirt back on now.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. So, welcome back, everybody. This is The Useful Idiots.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I don't really know where we're going with. Every time we start,
that's
it's
what
just
we
something
are.
new. Yeah,
We're the Useful Idiots.
Kind of like jumping in with however I want.
Did you say however you want or whoever you want?
However.
Oh, however. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So we have so many. I don't even think that we can keep up with the amount of news that is going on in the world, Paul. Could we?
No.
There's no way we can.
I don't even try anymore. I mean, I do try. I'm not.
Yeah, you do. I'm glad you do because I don't.
But if I wanted to keep up with everything, like that'd be impossible.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Man, Donald Trump, man. He's such a drag. Like,
why do you say that?
Well, just because so many media outlets focus on him and everything that he does, and they all bash him, and it's just like it makes me want to tune out.
Oh, I'm surprised that most people have not. In fact, I think most people have already tuned out.
I don't know, because there's always going to be that percentage of people that hate Donald Trump and want him out, and the media clearly hates Donald Trump and wants him out.
Yeah.
You know, and then that's just how it is. Every day, if you watch, somebody I know watches, what's that show? It's a PBS news show.
Okay.
And it's like maybe 30 minutes long. And every day it's the same thing. Russia this, Russia that, Trump this, Trump that, blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like rinse and repeat.
You wonder how long someone can go with that. Like, even when you're having like conversations at, like, we'll say work, and you see the same person every single day. If you even talk about the same thing twice in 1 week, don't you feel like that's already stale?
Yeah, like how many months has it been where they keep talking about Russia?
Russia.
Now, you know, I almost know how liberals probably felt when Obama was president and people watched Fox News or were conservatives.
But that was only one news source.
Right. You're right. It is only one news source. But I sort of see, like, you know, when Obama was president, everything he did, if you were on the right, Obama was the worst president ever, and he was a Marxist, and he was all these things. And a lot of those things may be true, but, you know, it's just the same thing every day. But it was only one or two, you know, a couple news sources compared to the entirety of the mainstream media. This is kind of how the Bush presidency felt too. The media every day bashing Bush. And I never thought it could get worse until Trump became president.
Yeah, I wasn't extremely conscious of the news back then because I was younger during the George Bush years. I really started paying attention during Obama because that was right at the age when politics was a part of my life. But most definitely, for all the years of George Bush. Hold on, very quick, let's get this. Want to hand me the ice cream? Want to give me a drumstick now?
Drumsticks.
We just got a treat while we're in the middle of the show. Yeah, we'll put it there.
You're very tan, by the way.
Yeah. Thanks, bro.
Not you, your brother.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying thanks, bro, to my bro.
Oh, I didn't know you say bro to your brothers.
Can you put these in the fridge, actually?
Where's the fridge?
Right behind you.
All right, I'm going to have to go to the fridge.
You make it really quick. Make it real quick, and I'll keep talking.
You keep talking.
Yeah. So we can continue the conversation about Trump and how the media hates him and how everything's just washed and run over. But
are we going to eat these now?
No, we'll eat them right after. We just got some drumsticks, so we're going to eat those later.
There's
and
beer here.
Yeah, well, we'll drink the beer later too. So a few of the stories that we wanted to talk to today, we're actually just going to really start it off with the CIA, with Gina Haspel being the voted in to be the new CIA director.
I didn't even notice you asking your brother for drumsticks.
Yeah, I texted him. I
Oh,
wanted him. And then we'll go and talk about the Illinois pension problems and the Seattle's Amazon tax.
head tax, which is not as satisfying as you might think.
Yeah. So,
I've been waiting to use a joke
I
like
was
that.
surprised that I didn't even know you were gonna try and make a kind of joke
I'm
like that.
just waiting
So,
patiently and quietly.
the CIA director is now Gina Haspel, who took over for Mike Pompeo. Who
You're
is
a big
now-
fan of her, from what I.
Gina Haspel?
Yeah.
Gosh, she's a winner in my book. She is highly regarded in the CIA community. She has all the recognition and awards you could want for someone who wants to be the director of the CIA. And, back in 2002, she was the chief of that black site in Thailand. And, the ones that tortured. The possible terrorists, because really we didn't really know if they were or not. We're just like, we'll try it anyways. Hopefully get some information out of them. So, yeah, she was that one. She was the one who was the chief over the Thailand black site.
You really, for director of CIA, you need someone with black site experience.
Yeah, apparently that's what they're looking for. And they found her. Oh, she is the first woman CIA director. So, I mean...
Is the mainstream media, are they making a big deal out of that?
No, actually they're not, because it's Trump's choice.
Oh.
Or it's under Trump's presidency.
So if it was a Democrat president,
it would be hailed as the greatest thing.
The glorious first woman breaking the glass ceiling of the CIA.
Exactly.
But if it's Donald Trump,
completely different story.
completely different story.
Well, he's actually pretty good with women in his cabinet and his staff. I mean, you gave me like a weird look.
Well, I was thinking about Stormy Daniels when you said that.
Oh yeah, dude, he's great with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what the thing about I'm sorry, I'm going on a little bit
Mm-hmm.
of tangent about how the media covers Donald Trump. I feel like anything with Donald Trump in the media, whether I agree with it or disagree, it's just it's so it's like watching the Jerry Springer show. It's just I got into politics because I thought I wanted to educate myself about how this country is run and about history.
The understanding of the American government
and where it's going in the future and all those things, and I liked reading political theory and stuff like that. But man, this Donald Trump presidency doesn't make me inspired to do any of those things. It's just like watching a train wreck sometimes.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just how the media covers it. But man, it's like a reality. I don't like reality television very much.
No.
And that's what this feels like. Like it's just like a reality show in the White House.
Yeah, but you're totally into like social media and Facebook.
Oh,
and
see now, no, you're making
so, like,
me the one that's into social.
You
media.
aren't. I don't even go on it. So
I do go on it.
so I
can't
don't. Yeah,
stop.
only reason I go on it is because you would
Mark
tag me in
Zuckerberg.
things. Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg. Damn him.
Damn him.
I don't go on there because I don't like reality TV, and I don't really want to be sucked into the endless time of scrolling through, Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or heck even Snapchat. It's all just mentally draining to have to even think about that. I'm so happy that I've stopped. I mean, that's over a year ago now that I've stopped that, and I mean, I forget. I'm like a man under a rock now. I'm just under a rock because I have no idea what is really going on with most of society. Not because of that. I guess I really kind of do. But.
You're not that sheltered. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think you have
know.
some idea of what's going on in society.
I just stay away from social media. That's really all it is.
You got close friends that'll tell you when something important's happening.
You,
Me and a few others.
yeah, a few others too.
Very few. Luke doesn't have very many friends.
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
It's true.
So, really quick, I mean, we have the CIA with Gina Haspel, but
We got really sidetracked.
I'm actually going to keep this sidetrack going.
What about Gina Haspel?
No, you ever notice the news and the amount of outrage over pretty much all nonsensical things with Trump? But you have people like Bill Clinton back in 1993 with the Waco incident, where he actually overtook a compound of kind of violent, I guess, people who were just trying to protect themselves. They just killed innocent people, though. They just killed innocent people.
With like
the government,
a
giant helicopters,
tear
and-
gas,
tear gas, and everything. And then he also technically raped women. So anything that Trump has done, isn't even on a level half as bad as anything Bill Clinton ever did. But that was completely looked at as Bill Clinton is just, hey, that's his personal life. He has things he's trying to figure out. Let's just let it go. Or the Waco just was nothing, you know? And yet, Donald Trump...
If George Bush did something like Waco, could you imagine
He
how
would've-
people would have reacted?
Yeah, he would have been kicked out of office. He would have, you know...
Well, they tried to do it with Bill.
yeah, but that was... Yeah, you're right about that.
That was more because of Monica Lewinsky than
Yeah.
Waco.
Yeah, I would think Waco was more deserving of that. Right? Okay, but back to the CIA with Gina Haspel, because that's kind of like where we were at. I have an issue, just, you obviously know my view on torture already.
Big fan.
Yeah, I think that
He's
it's...
not a big fan.
I think that's quite amazing to know that there are people who figured out the one evolutionary trait that's designed to teach humans what to and not to do, meaning pain. We have pain receptors. It shows us by touching a hot stove to never touch that hot stove ever again. That's what pain does. That's what evolution has given us the reason for pain. Humans have abused that one evolutionary trait of pain as a main source to try and extract information from people. And I find that to be one of the most immoral, evil things that could ever be possibly put on this planet.
Well, just to play devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
What if the person that you have in your holding cell is a terrorist, and they do know future plans for attack or what have you?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't you do everything in your power to get that information out of them?
Okay, so let's just say that you decide to torture a man who is already intent on trying to, we'll say, blow up New York City. Let's just make that the case here. Who's to say that he's going to allow you to torture him and not just tell you false information? Anything to go ahead and distract you from what it could actually be. He knows he's probably going to die, and he has a cause that he's fighting for. Why would he tell you what the plan is when he can simply just say, they're going to L.A., and instead everybody's like, oh my God, he's going to L.A., now they all go after L.A., and the guy's sitting there, bloody, blood coming out of his mouth, laughing because he realizes, I may be dead inside at this point because of how much torture you guys have done to me, but you're never going to know exactly what I did, and at that point, New York can blow up.
Don't we have truth serum already?
No, it doesn't
Sodium pentothal?
No, how that works, actually, is
I'm
that...
surprised you know how it works. You're gonna sit here and explain it to me.
Yeah.
And we never talked about truth serum before the show started.
Yeah, it's not really like a truth serum. It just makes your inhibitions lower, so you're not really as privy to guarding your secrets. So if somebody kind of like was to just question you in a charismatic way, you'd kind of just be offering information about just random stuff because you don't feel any need to guard information. So they can't really just ask you a direct question like, I don't know, did you cheat on your wife? It wouldn't work that way because you'd have to kind of like circle the question.
So I would just be like, no, man, I didn't.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
It'd be like that.
Yeah, and then you have to kind of circle the question and then kind of get the...
So you got to kind of trick the person.
Get the person comfortable to kind of just be like, and then explain what they actually did. So it doesn't really work the way that they make it in the movies. And so, no, truth serum would not work. Torture, I mean, it's already been proven that people will say anything just to get the torture to stop. So it doesn't matter what false information they give. They just they just use it because they want information. You know that a government just wants reasons to go do things anyways. So if they could find somebody that they could torture and the person already knows what you want to hear, you could torture them until I'll just tell you what you want to hear. I'll tell you anything you want to hear as long as you stop torturing me.
Right.
So why would we keep doing that? There's got to be other ways around it.
Better truth serums.
Yeah, sure. I don't even. Yeah, I'd actually
I'm
be better.
sorry. I'm throwing you off there.
It's all right. I'd be happier with better truth serums. I just believe that torture is extremely immoral and it does not work. So
they voted her in today, didn't they?
Yeah, not today.
Or yesterday.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yeah, she's in.
Yeah, she is in. And I guess I didn't really expect anything different.
No.
Did you?
No, not really.
Not really.
I think Rand Paul might have made some noise about it. But,
yeah, but he kind of opened his mouth too much. He said...
What do you mean?
He said that she was like being cocky about her torture plans that she was able to pull off in 2002. And she never said anything like that.
I don't think she seemed particularly cocky. I didn't watch all like the
exactly.
the Senate hearings.
Rand Paul, he retracted his statements.
Oh.
So, hey man, we'd all like to go ahead and really demonize the woman, but tread lightly, please, Rand Paul. You're kind of one of the few people we can actually look to say something intelligent.
I mean, she's been in the agency for over 30 years.
Yeah, 33 to be
Interesting
correct.
number.
33, magic number. But yeah, she has been in. I can't remember how many posts it was, like 20 posts. She's held inside the CIA. She's been everywhere there. She's been around the block.
It could be more than that. I mean, who knows how many? Well, what she's really done in the CIA. The
Yeah,
CIA
you're right.
It's not exactly forthcoming with actual information.
Yeah, they're not really open. They're not really open about all this.
I mean, they are an organization of spies.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. So, just to end off, because we're just gonna. I don't really need to touch too much more upon this. Like everybody kind of gets. You're gonna have your view on it, and I don't really care. We don't have any other information other than that.
You don't care about my view on it?
Do you have a view on it?
Well, no, I kind of agree with you, but I was just playing devil's advocate earlier.
I like that. I'm glad you played devil's advocate. That's normally my job.
All right.
And
That's
I just
weird.
wanted to say one last thing. She is divorced, so take that as you want.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
Wow, that's very random.
I just wanted to see actually what you would say if that would have any effect.
That was such a strange way to just bring that up. Now I wonder, how could you even be married and be in the CIA, man? That's got to be weird. Did you see anything about her husband?
Yeah, he was an army general of some sort.
Oh, so
But that was back in the 70s, so they broke up. They've been divorced for like 30
so he was
years.
in the military-industrial complex. He wasn't like a stranger. Could you imagine being a CIA person and having like a
military
salesman as your husband? or
Oh
whatever?
yeah, they'd have to obviously be one of those couples that like undercover couples.
It'd be like something out of the movies.
Yeah, exactly. The TV show, I forgot what that was called. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Gina Haspel. If you want to add anything, go right ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to let you actually start to jump in because we have some information close to home we want to get out.
Yeah, it's quite terrible actually.
Yeah, things that aren't. It's
Actually,
not really being covered
I'm
by
laughing.
local or national media for the most part.
I mean, there's a couple of websites that have picked it up, but nothing too extreme. Not a lot of coverage. The Illinois I'm just gonna spit it out now. The Illinois pension crisis.
Yeah,
Now, I know this is very exciting for you, Luke. The Illinois pension crisis.
I have been dragging my feet. on
I'm
doing
super
this
excited. This is a favorite topic.
This
of
is
mine.
the most excited I've seen you for any topic that we've done. 17 shows, and this is the most excited I've seen you.
No, really?
Yeah, you just like while we're researching, you're just like or getting prepared for the show. You're just talking about it, and I'm like trying to focus.
Luke,
And
we live in
you're so
full
excited about
disclosure,
talking
everyone. In case we haven't said it enough in the show, we live in Illinois. Luke and I live in Illinois, so we're screwed.
Yeah,
like
we
there's
are.
no two ways about it. Like we got to get out of the state somehow
Yeah, eventually
and
we're gonna
go
have
to
to find
somewhere
one.
with greener pastures with lower taxes. Now, I just I don't know if it's getting too personal or not, but you were talking about your
Yeah, we'll keep the numbers slightly hidden, but it's good.
Luke's parents, one of his parents lives in Arizona, and their taxes are so much less than here.
Yeah, I mean just to kind of
For probably I don't know what the square footage is, but the property's probably more than where I live. and-
yeah, I would say that the property in Arizona is actually almost exactly like yours where you
Oh yeah,
live.
you were there. You were at my place before.
Yeah, it's almost exactly the same thing, same size. But the
it's
the
probably
taxes-
25% of what I pay in
Yeah,
taxes.
it's under $1,000 for yearly property taxes in Arizona. And then when I say under, it's like between 500 and 1,000. But I'm not gonna say the number. Either way, that's amazing.
I mean, here in Illinois, we have some of the highest property taxes in the country, and man, here let me just get into it. So, each citizen in Illinois owes $11,000 for Illinois pensions. Now, pensions and property taxes—they're all going to be kind of interwoven here in this topic, and each citizen in Illinois owes $11,000 towards state pensions. The Illinois state government it can't afford to pay all the pensions that are here in Illinois. And I'm not sure. Do they talk about pensions in other states? There's other states with pension crises and problems, aren't there? Have you
We
heard
are
of
the
any?
worst.
We're the worst.
Yeah, I know that for sure. I know that even though California's in massive debt, I know that they're like half of what we are for pension debts. So it's pretty intense.
Spoiler: they want to raise taxes to pay for these pensions,
And how they can do that?
and that's just terrible. Taxes here are already high. We're already taxed to death in Illinois, and they want to raise property taxes. I'll get into how they're going to do it in a second. But Illinois' credit rating is downgraded to junk or near junk.
Really?
It's on the verge of junk, is what I got out of the Chicago Tribune. There's a funding shortfall across 5 different retirement systems. That's about $137 billion from last June. Illinois is going to pay $8.5 billion out into retirement pensions next year. Just in 2019, $8.5 billion. And then the Chicago Federal Reserve Bank. This is their proposition for how Illinois could get out of the pension crisis that we're in. They want to levy a 1% property assessment on top of existing property taxes in Illinois. Illinois has some of the highest property taxes in the nation. They're between, I think the median is 2.67% in Illinois, property tax. There's some areas in Illinois that go up to as high as 5%. And this tax that they want to levy on the people is going to pay off the pension crisis over 30 years. Now, you've lived here your whole life, and I've lived here my whole life in Illinois. Has the government, state or local, ever actually paid for what it says it's going to pay for when it taxes something?
No.
Not at all.
No, never.
I mean, in Illinois, in particularly, you cannot trust politicians to pay for what they say they're going to pay for. This tax is going to be permanent.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
they're talking about 30 years or 40 years, but they're not gonna repeal it if they pass it. It's just gonna be there forever. An extra 1% property tax on top of existing property taxes. This is all by the Illinois Fed.
Really quick, 1%'s a lot.
It is.
If you said 1% on a sales tax, I'd be upset about that in general. But that's nothing
this is
compared to a
1% on
property.
something that could be between 150.
Yeah, average house in Illinois, median-sized home, $200,000. Correct?
That's what I said. You remember?
Of course I do.
I was
That's
gonna
$2,000. That's
Yeah.
$2,000
on
with a snap
top
of a
of
finger,
on top of whatever you
which you
pay
already pay, which is an exorbitant amount. It's over $6,000 for my house.
Yeah, and mine's close to 5.
Yeah.
It's under 5.
I mean, for anybody who's not in Illinois and they hear this, I'm sure that's got to blow their mind.
Yeah, if you're if you're not from Illinois and you hear our property tax, please leave in the comments wherever you're listening to this. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever you are, leave in the comments what your property taxes are.
Yeah, I mean,
and how outrageous. Tell us how outrageous it is for us to pay these high property taxes.
It's crazy.
It just
we know how
it's like-
outrageous it is, but
well, you know what? We do, but we don't, because I feel like we got a little bit of Stockholm syndrome.
we do.
Like that's just how it is here, and we just effing
we accept it.
Yeah,
We accept it.
Yeah, I know people that there's houses near mine where the tax is double,
Yeah, you're saying
double, and the home value is probably double mine too, and it's just. Where's all the money going? Like, what are you paying $10,000 a year for? I mean, come on. You could invest that money. You could save it. It's yours.
It's yours.
Don't you want to hold on to it?
that. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
$10,000.
I don't understand how people are just okay with paying that much in property tax.
Yeah, even if you're doing very well in life, you would kind of just question,
even if you're
I
doing-
don't want to pay this unnecessary amount. You work for that.
I mean, if you took that money, say $8,000, in 3 years you could buy a nice new car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you could.
Like straight up cash.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but people here in Illinois, man, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And they're going to pass that tax, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of support for it from people who aren't property owners or people with no stake in it or just who don't understand. And man, I mean, they're not going to pay off the pensions.
Of course not.
I mean, that's not even,
It's not going to fix the problem.
like, I mean, they tried to reduce the pension liability through the courts, and the Illinois Supreme Court. It's in the Illinois Constitution that they have to meet these requirements to. We should get a copy of the Illinois
Yeah,
Constitution.
definitely. We should definitely read that.
I don't know if I ever had fully.
Oh, I've never even read any of it.
All right, I'll admit
They
I never read any of
I
it
say
either.
they never taught us this in school. They never even.
No,
it was never
Illinois
even brought up.
Constitution.
Yeah.
Like, I know I took a U.S. Constitution test in school,
Yeah, definitely.
but never Illinois. So let's just go through this Fed. There's a Fed blog post that we could leave. We could leave the post in the comments here. Because this debt is so large, a marijuana tax won't even work. Like, they're not. The Chicago Fed, they think that they shouldn't even try a marijuana tax. Now, you pay attention to what's going on in Colorado. How much did they raise in a marijuana tax in Colorado?
It was $200 million in 2016.
Like, they think that's
$200 million.
right.
2016.
Like, they think that that's nothing, and like, I'm sure there'd be a lot of legal pot smokers in Chicago and in Illinois if
There would be tons.
if they legalized marijuana and taxed it.
Yeah.
But they just want to go with the property tax. They say, quote, "In our view, Illinois' best option is to impose a statewide residential property tax, in part because it would be fair. Illinois residents who have benefited the most from past services of governmental employees are most likely to be homeowners. So it seems reasonable that they would pay a larger share of the costs." And they go on to list several reasons why this is the right way to go with this tax. Fairness. Illinois residents who have benefited most from past services, well, I kind of went through that. Efficiency. Standard economic theory predicts that home values go down in response to new property taxes. So when they pass this tax, the value of your house is going to go down, and you're going to end up paying more. I mean, man, they're just sticking it right to you.
And they for some reason can say that, and then even attempt to pass it, and then not believe people are going to leave.
Right.
You know, like,
I already want to leave, and they haven't even, like, this is just the Chicago.
just the thoughts of it. Though.
This is the thoughts of the Chicago Federal Reserve
Federal
Bank.
Reserve, yeah.
And you know that they're going to try and do this. It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time. Maybe after the election, no matter who's in, But this is the plan. This is what they're going to try and do. So then they think that home values are going to go down, but they think people are going to stay. And they think that they say that it's equity because wealthier people are going to pay more. And they're even talking about maybe making it a progressive tax like the income tax. So wealthier people will even pay a higher percentage, and some poor people will get a little bit of a break.
Like, these people are just going to move to Wisconsin or
Rich people will leave.
Indiana. I mean, Indiana's no better, but any
Indiana's property taxes are low. Man.
Yeah.
They are way low.
Yeah, but I don't think they're run that well.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
argument. But if you just want to escape the tax burden of Illinois,
You just go to any state around here, and it would just end up being where all the people can start to create a prosperous city in the next state over. It won't take much. It would just take a lot of people who are sick and tired of being beaten down by Chicago and Illinois, and just decide to move over one state.
yeah, I mean, I already
Go to
know
Iowa.
people.
I just go to the border of Iowa, and you just start a nice little city there that can just be a new central hub in the center of the country.
I mean, I already know like people that have gone to Indiana to escape these taxes.
Mhm.
I mean,
A lot of
already
people.
it's
A lot of
already
people.
happened. It's gonna only increase if they
Yeah.
pass this tax.
Yeah, everybody moves out of Cook County. That's already one thing that people have been moving out of Cook County for as long as I've been alive. They've been doing that, and it just gets worse every year.
I
People
think that's
doing
not just for property. That's for a lot of reasons.
That's for a
It's
lot
not
of
just
reasons,
property
but
taxes,
specifically
but-
property. A lot of it's property taxes, and then even when they do leave, Cook County, they're immediately like, it's not much better, so they all want to move again.
So, in conclusion, the Chicago Federal Reserve Bank says taxes will almost certainly have to go up to pay for Illinois' pension debt. What's the best way to raise them? We argue that a statewide residential property tax that expires once the debt is repaid.
So
I'm glad you started laughing before I even continued with the
that
thought.
was funny. That's just a lifetime. It's a lifetime tax.
It is most fair, efficient, and transparent of all available options. When we calculated how much taxes would have to go up, we found that the increases would be substantial, even in the rosiest of scenarios. In future work, we'll explore additional options for spreading the pain, including expanding the base to cover rental and commercial properties, and options for making the tax progressive. So they don't, in their own conclusion, in their own words, they're not going to stop at property taxes and homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go into businesses, and they're going to go into rental properties. I don't know how, wouldn't just the owner of the rental properties pay that? So they're going to make renters pay for it too? They're going to get everybody.
Well, yeah, because it's going to just be
If
passed
you don't
on.
own a home and you think you're safe, you're wrong.
Oh, you're so wrong. Because the owner of that property is still going to have to pay that property tax. He's going to pass it on to you.
No, but I think it's, oh yeah, they'll pass it on to you in the form of higher rents.
Higher rents, exactly. You think that I'm just going to pay the extra $3,000 in property tax and then not just bump everybody's rent up $500?
You know, it's funny when they talk about the fight for 15 and raising the minimum wage. People never take into effect that the cost of things are going to go up.
Everything.
Companies
Like, it's just-
aren't just going to. Sure, they make the argument that companies can pay more, that they can afford more
Yeah.
to pay for workers, but they don't take into account that companies are there to make money, and if they're going to make less money, they're going to try and recoup that money back by raising prices.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's just it's basic economics that for some reason
A lot
is
of
just,
people ignore.
Yeah, it's ignoring because it's not like you can't grasp it. It's like it's right in front of your eyes. It's like if you just follow how human action works, it's basic. It's so easy to see that you obviously can't miss it. They just decide to ignore it for I don't know really what reason. I would like to know why, but I don't.
They just want wages to go up, man, so people pay more taxes.
Yeah,
That could be it, too.
There's a lot of reasons to think why, but
Speaking of taxes and wages,
yeah, it just it kind of reminds you that Seattle fiasco,
the head tax.
the head tax in Seattle.
It's not that kind of head. Not at
yeah,
all.
it's a bad head. It's
Real bad.
yeah.
So what it is it's a tax. They were trying to pass a $500 a tax on businesses, where the top, what was it, 600 companies in Seattle.
It's any company making over $20 million.
Ah, interesting. I
Yeah.
did not know that. So you'd have to pay a $500
Per
tax
head, per employee.
per employee.
That's
Hence
a lot
the
of
word
money.
head tax.
That's just so much money.
It is a lot of money. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah. So should we jump into one of these two videos? Do
Oh
you
yeah,
wanna-
well you want to do the well, John Stossel did a very good video.
Just with the time. I mean, maybe we can leave the Stossel
You want to
video like,
skip out
for
the
the
Stossel?
people, but just because we are at about, we're kind of getting closer to
Okay.
our normal time. But if we do play maybe the Kashama Sawant video, I know you are furious watching this.
Well, I
And-
know you'd be furious watching it.
Yeah, am I gonna be able to stop it and like
I mean, if we're not going to do the Stossel video,
we're doing the Kashama Sawant?
if we could do her
Kashama
her
Sawant.
video,
We're
yes.
doing the Kashama
Yeah, I'm not
Sawant.
going to say her name because I can't.
I got it. It's okay.
Did you see what political party she's a part of, by the way?
Yeah, the Socialist
Alternative
Alternative.
Party.
Okay, which there's another Indian woman who's also part of the Democratic Party, I think,
In Seattle?
who
Oh.
was the one who pushed for the $15 an hour.
Oh, is that the
minimum
same
wage.
person? Are we getting them confused?
I think she might have actually branched off on her own because I actually haven't looked this woman up, but she looks exactly like the other woman who did push for that $15.
maybe she
wage.
was a Democrat. Maybe she left.
I'm
We'll
thinking
have
that's what it is.
But yeah, she's currently in the American. What was it? The American Socialist Alternative.
Yeah, Socialist
Party.
Alternative. Now I could be wrong
Getting
about
all
this
these
one.
socialist parties mixed up here.
Yeah. So like, don't fact check me. If you want to fact check me, that's fine. Just know that
Fact check 'em.
I'm openly saying I could be wrong about who this woman is. So Kashama Sawant, she was on
A driving force behind trying to pass the head tax.
Yeah, she's on Q13 News, which is Fox affiliate over in, I believe, Seattle, correct?
Looks like it.
So
You have the computer in
yeah, I
front
got
of
the
you.
computer in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and just play the video. It's about 3.5, 4 minutes long. We'll see how much we can get through it before we either get too upset or it just is not worth it anymore. All right? All right.
Bezos a bully. You have called the threat to take 7,000 jobs out of the city extortion. What if it's not just a threat? What if it's not just extortion and Jeff Bezos lets 7,000 jobs walk out of this city? Are you going to own that? Are you going to own that?
I think Jeff Bezos and Amazon should own it. But I think you asked a very important question, Brandy, which is that will they actually do it?
Are you okay with that if they take 7,000 jobs out of the city?
Of course not. But the point is that you have to trace the logic back. Look, if we accept this extortion, and it is extortion from Amazon, and the reason it's extortion, see, let's lay out the facts, right? Let's leave the rhetoric aside. Let's lay out the facts. Is Amazon actually struggling? In other words, let me again ask in economic terms, is Amazon financially capable?
Okay, so did you see how she actually just said it's extortion? I'll tell you why it's extortion, and then she just completely went off in a way that does not explain why it's extortion.
No, I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice that?
That's
Yeah,
good
it was
observation.
really annoying me that this just happened. I never watched this video, by the way, everybody, so I'm kind of new with everybody.
Oh, you didn't?
I have not, no.
I watched it a couple times, including on my way to work today.
Yeah, I really should say I like the way that the woman really did pressure Kashama Sawant by saying that you're okay with that's on you if the 7,000 jobs are being lost. This is on you, and she's obviously kind of a little flustered. You can hear it in the woman's voice. So I'm kind of actually enjoying this video right now because.
But the whole notion that if Amazon is in Seattle and they're the ones fighting this head tax, I thought we were going to do the Stossel video, so we didn't really explain everything too well.
Yeah.
So Seattle is doing this head tax, and Amazon is fighting them, and they were doing construction on a building, which they paused when they were talking about passing this head tax for $500 an employee, and they were talking about stopping the construction and just moving out of Seattle, which Amazon has every right to do. They're a private company. They could exist wherever they want. But since the city council, they think that that's quote unquote extortion if a company wants to avoid taxes. If they want to go somewhere else to do business and make more money because they're not going to get charged as much from the government, they have every right to. I mean, there's 50 states. You can go to whichever one you want.
Yeah, I agree. The extortion, the definition, by the way, is just the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats.
I mean, isn't that exactly what the government's trying to do themselves?
That's exactly
They are
what-
the ones doing the extortion.
Yeah. This woman right here, Kashama Sawant, is actually the one extorting
Amazon
all these companies,
and all those other
all these
companies.
companies. So like, it's just insane to me that it always comes back to the same thing. The left is the one who does what they blame everybody else for doing.
Yes.
They are every single time. It's infuriating.
I'm getting you're getting fired up now.
I didn't want to get fired up. All right.
I knew you were going to get fired up during this video. I knew it.
We're going to continue the video.
All right. Keep playing the clip.
Let me again ask in economic terms, is Amazon financially capable of continuing the construction and not holding those 7,000 jobs hostage? And
Of course they are, but they're upset with the way the city is moving.
if you want me to answer the question, let me answer the question. Is Amazon financially capable of holding those jobs, continuing the construction and not holding those jobs hostage, and paying the pocket change tax that we are demanding that they pay? $20 million is pocket change.
$20 million is pocket change.
And then she like reaffirms it. She says, "It's pocket change." And I'm doing the accent because I'm angry at her. $20 million is pocket change.
Yeah. $20 million is $20 million, however you slice it.
$20 million. I don't care if this is a $1 billion company or not. It's $20 million.
It's like 700 and something $billion. They're almost close to $1 trillion market cap.
When I said $1 billion company, meaning like, it could be multi-billion.
It's over 700 billion.
Okay. That doesn't matter. Why would anybody stand for that? You're not going somewhere to pay more money.
Well, let's just lose $20 million. Oh, well.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. That was some Amazon executive there.
Yeah, just some Amazon executive. Gosh, I get really upset watching these videos.
And paying the pocket change tax that we are demanding that they pay. $20 million is pocket change.
Of course
There's no
they can
argument
afford
about
it.
it.
Of course
yes,
they can
yes.
afford it.
So let me get to the next point. So if they can do it, but they're still threatening to hold those jobs hostage, that's extortion. Because it's, yes, of course I understand that the richest man in the world has, a few days ago he said he has so much money that he doesn't know what to do with it and he's going to shoot it off to outer space. 2 days later he says, I'm not going to pay the pocket change tax. So I want your viewers to understand who's the enemy here. The enemy are not workers against workers. What Amazon is doing is a classic divide and rule strategy where they're pitting one set of workers against another set of workers. And my appeal to everybody watching there, if you depend on a paycheck to...
Okay, I don't know why that
What
takes
she's
so long
referring
pause.
to is the protesters. Okay, so she was protesting Amazon stopping the construction of the building. But also at the same time, the blue-collar workers
Construction
were out
workers,
there
yeah.
protesting these protesters. They were saying no head tax.
Yeah, no head tax, no head tax. Which I don't like chants, by the way. I hate when I have to
They were
see.
totally drowning her out. It was great.
It was really good to see that, though. I hate watching protests just do chants, except this time it kind of felt pretty nice
It
to
did
see
feel
it.
nice.
I was the first time I've ever seen a chant of something I agreed with. I've never seen a protest and a chant of something that I actually agreed with. I haven't maybe watched enough things. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you need to get out more.
Maybe I do.
Into the
I'm under the rock.
nerdy political
Yeah, I'm under
world.
the rock, So
You got to get on that thing called social media.
I'm not doing that.
No?
I won't do that. And this woman, she still continually just overlooks the fact that
She sounds like she's getting angrier.
yeah, she is. The jobs wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Jeff Bezos. You know?
And she's also confusing Jeff Bezos' personal money with the company's
With the company,
revenue.
yeah, exactly.
And that's
Yeah.
all. That's all. That's what she wants.
Which Amazon,
she
by
wants
the way,
a piece of that money. That's what the government in Seattle wants.
yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah,
Well, her personally too, in the long run.
yeah.
there. If you depend on a paycheck to pay your rent, then let's understand that an injury to one is an injury to all. We have to stand together, and let's not accept the false dichotomy.
We're an individualistic society. We're not socialists. We're not communists. I don't really think that makes any sense. Why would you say it's for all of us?
Well, she's a socialist, and she thinks everyone else should think like she does.
Yeah, that's why I'm upset. I just want to stop that for that.
Between jobs and affordable housing. Working people need both decent.
I should say, it makes me so angry because I don't expect the entire country to think like I do. In fact, the way I think is that every single small community should be able to live however they believe their community fits best.
Well, this is how people in Seattle think they should live. They elected her.
Maybe you're right. But it seems to me more like there's a lot of protests against it. And if that's the case, she shouldn't have any problem with Amazon wanting to leave, though.
They want that money.
I mean,
They're desperate for money.
Yeah, they are desperate.
I mean, if Seattle was anything like Illinois, they're going to get that head tax, and then they're going to spend it on whatever they want. Not affordable housing, or they'll spend some of it on affordable housing, but then a lot of it will go to their buddies and their contracts and whatever else, and then
it just disappears.
and then the affordable housing will get mismanaged, and then they'll need more revenue for the affordable housing.
Yeah, it'll just disappear in some funnel, some black hole funnel.
Yeah, that's a spoiler alert. That's what's going to end up happening.
Union jobs, and we need affordable cities. And the problem with accepting Amazon's logic is that it's a race to the bottom in all cities. It's not just about Seattle. See, Amazon's threat is not just against Seattle. Amazon and Jeff Bezos' threat is against every city in the United States. They're sending a message that if you as working people have the temerity to tax us, even pocket change tax, then we will be bullies, we will be extortionists, and we will hold jobs against you. The only way to fight against it is not to accept that, but to actually fight back against it. Let me give you a counter let me give you a counter example. When we were fighting for
Why doesn't she just fight for Seattle to become more business friendly if she cares about the job so much? Isn't that just the simplest way to look at it?
They just want more and more revenue from these businesses. The city wants more and more money.
Yeah, but you can get a lot of revenue if you were to just make it business friendly and you bring in business.
No. We need the tax. We need to raise taxes.
I don't know why it's such a one-track mind with these people.
You've heard
against you.
that.
The only way to fight against it is not to accept that, but to actually fight back against it. Let me give you a counter let me give you a counter example. When we were fighting for $15 an hour, the same businesses, including Ethan's Towel and Dick's Drive-In and so on, were saying,
I'm sorry, I really had to stop.
The fight for 15 did start in Seattle.
It did start in Seattle, and look at what it did. Every McDonald's in Seattle is all automated, and now in Illinois, they're bringing in automated McDonald's everywhere. So what did she start? The killing of thousands of jobs. That's what she did. She didn't do anything good. She killed thousands of jobs. Do all those homeless encampments in Seattle, are they still there? Did the $15 an hour help them? It didn't. Oh, no. So you didn't do anything good. In fact, you've made your city worse, and you've made every other city now decide to push out employees for McDonald's, which employs thousands upon thousands of people, for an automated system.
Well, I mean, here's their thinking. Say you make $8 an hour and you pay whatever it is in income tax. If you make 15, you're going to pay more in taxes. That's the name of the game. You and I both know that if wages go up, unemployment will go up.
Yeah.
But they don't think that way. They just see the dollar signs and they want more people on that higher tax bracket and more revenue for the state.
Well, it starts to make you
They
think.
they don't think about job losses
See,
or jobs being moved somewhere else where they don't have to pay as much for their workers.
And you know, people would say that it would be like conspiratorial to think that maybe they want to raise the minimum wage and have more people dependent on the government. That sounds conspiratorial. What you're saying sounds even more conspiratorial. 'Cause
Really?
that's how
I sound
dumb- 'cause
conspiratorial?
That's how dumb it's. No, I actually believe you're right. I actually think
Well,
you are.
you
that's
might
how-
be right too with
that's-
what you were saying.
Yeah, but that's how dumb it is that you're like, it has to be some big conspiracy that I'm not getting.
I'm trying to put my mind into the body of a politician.
Yeah.
A rich, slimy politician who wants more money for the government and for their buddies. Like they do it here in Illinois.
an hour. The same businesses, including Ethan's Towel and Dick's Drive-In and so on, were saying this will be apocalyptic, we can't do this. If we had accepted that, what would have happened? Wages would have languished. Instead, what happened was that the $15 an hour went nationwide. We won $15 in LA, DC, Minneapolis, a number of other cities, and became a national issue. So what we do to fight the race to the bottom is to fight to get working people everywhere demanding better living
Look, and here's
conditions.
what I hope that Amazon does not make good on that promise. I hope it's a threat that's empty. I hope it's extortion and that 7,000 jobs plus the construction union jobs to build those things don't walk out of the door. I want to set the big corporations aside. I know you don't like big corporations.
But
I want
just
to set that aside for a second.
in terms of a threat that Amazon is making, the problem with accepting, with cowering with this threat is that it will never be the last thing. They will hold us hostage on every single thing. Right now, the cities that they're interviewing for HQ2, they're being told to give insane tax breaks and infrastructure sweetheart deals and so on. So the end of the day, working people in all cities are being defeated, and our standards of living are falling. So what my appeal would be that we all come together and fight against big business together.
If they fight against big business and win, there won't be any big business.
Yeah.
That's the end result,
She
isn't
said
it?
that HQ2 which is headquarters 2 for Amazon, is fighting and trying to get sweetheart deals anywhere it can, and that's what they're looking for.
Why shouldn't they look
Why
for
shouldn't
that?
they? What do you just...
They want to build their place and run their company in the state that
is the most efficient monetarily.
allows them to make the most money.
Yeah.
And according to this woman, that is a problem.
Yeah. No, it's extortion.
It's extortion. And even the reporter in that segment allowed her to frame it as, I hope Amazon is just threatening us and extorting us.
Yeah.
She even frames it that way. And
Well, she may think somewhat like...
I mean, I have no idea. I don't know who that reporter is.
yeah, I don't know who the reporter is
But
either.
she seemed like she was trying to just interview the woman. Like she
Yeah,
didn't.
and I actually don't really think that she did a bad job.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, I think it'd been way worse.
She got a lot out of her.
She did, and
She got pretty angry too.
she put it on her
sounded like.
toes, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I'm really happy about. That's actually the end of it. It just only
Yeah, that was the end.
5 seconds left or whatever, but just nothing said. So,
Oh, did you hear what they ended up doing with the head tax?
No, I don't
There
know.
was a compromise. It wasn't $500 a person. It went down to like $250 or $275.
Really?
Yeah, I think they ended up passing it, but I think Amazon
Still not.
and
gonna-
other companies they're still fighting it.
Yeah, good.
They resumed construction on that building that they were talking about in the story, when they lowered the amount. So at least those people went back to work.
Yeah,
in-
good.
in the short term.
Yeah, it's just like the teachers' unions when they decide to go on strike and leave all these kids without going to school for maybe months at a time, sometimes at an end or on end. It's like the same thing with these with Seattle. We're going to go ahead and put all these union workers out of work for like however long it takes for these issues to come to.
It's the
come to
evil
pass.
corporations that are putting the union workers out. In their minds, in the socialist minds, that's what it is.
It always comes-
corporations are evil.
Yeah, everything that it always comes back to is that people will always look to. I'm small, as small a government as you can possibly imagine. I don't even know how small I can. I wish I could.
Are you anarchist? Are you all the way down there yet?
No, I have been there, but like you kind of fight with it because you realize that there's just some inconsistencies in that logic as well, and consistency is key with when it comes to your political beliefs. And what it always comes down to, though, is that the real immoral people are not people like me who are called constantly the immoral, satanic people who believe that everyone should just die in coal mine. You must not deal with these people, man. I'm apparently the crazy man who hates everybody, and
I just don't talk to people openly about my political.
Yeah, I guess I
just
enjoy
on the
it too.
podcast where like millions can hear. But
yeah, I like talking to people on the street, and it always turns out where it's the left, it's the big government who really don't care about anybody except for themselves.
that's true. I think that's what I was trying to say in not so many words. Or they want more revenue because they care about themselves.
Yeah, they do. They only care about themselves, and they're willing to.
I mean, what this woman in Seattle? What does she produce? She doesn't produce anything.
Nothing.
Amazon. I mean, that's one of the biggest companies in the world.
I buy everything off of Amazon.
I mean, they get things cheaper, faster, better than most other companies.
They're raising the prices for Prime this year by $20.
I heard that.
20.
Are you okay with that?
Yes.
You are?
In fact, that when they sent me that update,
Why?
I'll make that back within a month. Within a month, I'll already go and make the $20 worth
Oh, you mean based on what you save?
based on what I save. Yeah, just from buying off of Amazon. I truly respect Amazon. I did the deliveries for Amazon. That one. You did too.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You did too. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, man. Just it's like, and I was okay with that. I didn't feel like I was being screwed. It was just they were a good company. I got paid pretty well for that. It wasn't great, but it was pretty well.
A lot of depreciation on your car.
A
when
lot of
you do that.
depreciation. That's why I stopped.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I stopped. Yeah. Hey, we could go on for a long time. It always kind of comes down to the same things in my mind. Left is evil. The left is evil.
I wasn't even thinking in terms of good and evil.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
It's only when I actually end up watching these videos do I really realize it.
You got a little tinfoil hat on there somewhere.
Oh, maybe I did. I don't know. I don't like watching these videos that you make that you make me watch.
You transform. I like making you transform. I need this Luke a little bit more.
Yeah, the passionate Luke.
Yes.
I like being non-passionate or whatever that word would be. Just I enjoy it. I enjoy the very peaceful life of not getting angry. So thanks for bringing it up to me.
Hey, no problem there.
All right, everybody. Hey, we're gonna cut it right there. I do want to thank everybody. It was a good episode today. Would you agree, Paul?
I would agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Unlike all of our others.
yeah, I'm not. Boom. Of course, if anybody wants to, I would recommend it. Of course, tuning in for next episode because it's gonna be legendary.
It is.
Now I'm just building it up really high.
All right. You build it up.
Yeah,
And I'll pretend like I know what's going on.
Yeah, neither one of us do. But please visit our website at usefulidiotshow.com. Go to our YouTube channel, The Useful Idiots Show. Please like any video we post.
Like, share, and
Comment.
subscribe.
Yeah, and thank you. That's what I was looking
that's
for
good.
today.
Yeah.
And comment. We did ask you guys to comment on what your property tax is.
Yeah, if you
Comment
don't,
your thoughts.
especially if you don't live in Illinois.
Yeah, especially
Like, because
even in Illinois, I'd like to know. maybe that could show people all the insanity.
How crazy
going on.
high our property taxes are.
Yeah. And then, of course, on iTunes, please leave us a review and subscribe to us because that is extremely helpful.
Please.
Yeah.